This episode is powered by Safety FM.
The following program is rated MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, it doesn't matter who the host is.
Hello and welcome to an all-new Rated R Safety Show. Today is Thursday, September the 26th, 2019, day 269. Only 96 days left. Well, how are you? How are you? Hopefully you are looking forward to the end of this fantastic week that we've had so far. Only a few days left before we get to the lovely month of October. Anyways, hopefully you're off this weekend. If not, well, at least you're generating some revenue. Before I forget, at the studios of Safety FM, we would like to say congratulations to our friend and colleague, Dr. Todd Conklin, for yesterday hitting his 500th episode of his podcast, The Pre-Accident Investigation. Congratulations, Todd, on such a milestone. Believe me, I understand these things are not easy, even though people are normally sitting there thinking, hey, it's just some dude talking behind a microphone. There's a lot of work that has to be done in regards of getting some of this information. Anyways, not going to bore you too long, and let's get you started with the news.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
So right off the bat, Delta is hitting the news stories today. Delta Airlines is doubling down on its ban for pit bulls on its airline, even if they're service animals. Oh, this is going to be a cluster. The Transportation Department says banning specific breeds violates its regulations about having animals on board. But Delta has reported 40 cases of aggressive animal behaviors in 2018. The Humane Society calls the ban discriminatory and misguided. Well. I think that you're going to run into an issue with the service animal gig if you turn around and say you can't have that kind of a breed on there. Because that becomes an issue. And now you're talking about all kinds of American Disabilities Act regulatory regulations, people. Does someone at Delta not know how the ADA works? If you need to, give us a call here. I'm sure we can help you out. Love you, Delta.
Duh.
So continuing down the path with the airlines, did you hear about this UK scientist? Oh, yeah, you're going to love these guys. UK scientists are developing a hypersonic engine for airplanes that could get travelers from Britain to Australia in just 4 hours. Now, this is according to the Telegraph reports. The hybrid hydrogen air-breathing rocket propelled planes to a Mach 5.4. That's twice the speed of the Concorde. It also promises to be more affordable than jet fuel, using hydrogen and oxygen combination engine. Well. What would you do? Would you jump on that bad boy and try to get from Britain to Australia in less than 4 hours? I don't know. I think that would be kind of fun. I wonder if there would be a restriction on actually being able to go to the bathroom. Would they have to give you some kind of a hose apparatus for you to connect upon yourself? You know, that if you have the hanging thing, and I guess an input thing if you have the other. Anyways, who knows? So some disappointing news to hear real quick about cheetahs, and I'm not talking about Chester Cheetah here. Cheetahs are headed for extinction because cubs are being smuggled out of East Africa and sold as pets. This is according to the Sun reports. According to the Cheetah Conservation Fund, there are about 7,500 cheetahs left in the wild and another 1,000 in the Arab Gulf countries alone. Their estimate cubs sold just north for about $12,000. Well, crap. What do you think about these people going out there and buying cubs? I mean, it's destroying the popularity here. I shouldn't say popularity. I meant population of the cheetahs, man. Do you think that this is important? Or am I just wasting your time? Here's an interesting one, but let's go down the path. A Cuyahoga County jail inmate has been busted for smuggling in a cell phone and weed dropped to him from, are you ready? A drone. We knew this shit was going to happen at some point, but here's the expectation. Security footage shows that the man lunging for a package falling from the sky, quickly covering it with his orange shirt and nonchalantly walking away. Officials say that the operation happened back in July, and it's currently being under investigation. Well, of course these drones were going to turn around and start dropping shit off. We knew it was going to be a matter of time before this occurred. By the way, my microphone just took off on me. I guess I hit it too hard. Anyways, but the funny part here is we knew that people were going to take advantage of these drones. Nothing against drones. But you know that people who are criminals are always going to figure out ways to do things cool and smoothly. And maybe the guy just wanted, a little weed. I don't know. Is it legal in your state? Is that such a bad thing? I don't know. I just look at these things and go, hey, this is the news story and you want the fucking news, so I'm trying to give it to you, man. So here's some disappointing news about the U.S. Here's some information just in case if you are not in the glorious United States of America, you might not be aware of this, but this is information that you need to know. A family health insurance plan now costs about $20,000 a year, and this is according to Bloomberg reports. Companies and employees often split the bill, with the employees contributing about 30%. Deductibles are up too. In 2019, the average was $1,369. That's up from $800 from the 2009. So I know that if you do not live in the U.S., let me rephrase that. Yeah, no, I said that right. Why am I trying to rephrase here, people? If you don't live in the U.S., that sounds astronomical. That is crazy if you start thinking about that as a wage, because when you start thinking about it, you're almost going just to work just for the purpose of having insurance. That's the only thing you could possibly do depending on what your wage is. So let's take, for instance, that your average wage or minimum wage is $7.25. Take that by the average week of 40 hours. That's $290. And if you take that times 52 weeks out of the year, that's $15,080. That means you're just doing one job just for that. I don't know. Definitely doesn't seem like it's worth it. Or maybe we should come up with a cheaper health plan system. Believe me, don't take that one as a political rant. A lot of people will take it that way. Anyways, let's continue down the path. Google wants to help combat deep fake videos. What is that? Deep fake videos. The viral sensation of totally manufactured videos that look as real as can be. The search giant dropped 3,000 such video on its own to encourage researchers to find ways to combat the spread of these synthetic videos. Deep fakes can be manufactured to look like a real person is speaking, or the video could portray a face that's totally generated by artificial intelligence. Now, I will tell you, this is not such a new sensation as you might think. This is even becoming available in the podcast world. Oh, yeah, you heard me correctly. So as I am speaking to you today, you might sit here thinking that I'm sitting behind a microphone recording it. But do you really know that this might be just something that I typed up? And I might be using a service that allows me to do that. I'm not quoting anybody in particular that can do that. I know of a manufacturer that can. But it's something to think about. And what if I told you that the errors were in there on purpose for you to think that it's real? Interesting twist, huh? I don't know. Maybe we should talk about that later. So let's go up to the Northeast real quick, people. Massachusetts has banned all, and I said all, A-L-L, e-cigarettes, not just flavored ones. It's just temporary until real guidelines can be implemented, ending on January 25th. Oh, yeah, January 25th. The AFP reports that the Food and Drug Administration is currently running tests to determine which of the e-cigarette substances can be used, causing problems with users. But wait, home marijuana delivery is now legal in Massachusetts. The Cannabis Control Commission authorized the service with the stipulation that the delivery vehicles have alarms, GPS, and camera monitoring systems. They'll also start accepting applications in about 2 months. Well, I don't know. I am not going to sit here and say that I am a marijuana aficionado, but in the glorious state that I'm in, medical marijuana is legal. And a lot of the way that they push it is through a vape. So if you're vaping and e-cigarettes are illegal, are we talking about both things being the same? Because I will tell you that I am average Joe. And I don't know the difference between a vape machine and an e-cigarette. Do you? I don't know if you heard about this one, but you might find this interesting. Best Buy is betting big on old folks who still buy from its brick and mortar stores. It's launching a series of health monitoring services. Oh, yeah, you heard me correctly. Best Buy is launching a series of health monitoring services ranging from sensors placed throughout the home to a pendant worn around the neck. This is according to AP reports. Best Buy says that it wants to reach $50 billion, that's with a B, in such services annually by 2025. It currently serves about $1 million. It currently serves about 1 million consumers, but wants to quintuple. Yeah, that says quintuple that by 2025. So do you want some sort of mechanism, health monitoring system, on yourself, your parents, your grandparents, or so on? I mean, a lot of people bitch when the Apple Watch started taking heart rates. And I'm talking about bitching on what else could it track. So how do you think that's going to go over? Let's continue with some studies here. A study conducted on mummies reveals that cholesterol and heart disease were a major problem for ancient people, according to the University of Texas Health and Science Center. Typically, CT scans of arteries revealed that calcium mummified remains, but this study used a new imaging technique that detects cholesterol. The remains of 3 men and 2 women were studied. Causes of death are believed to include pneumonia, and somebody wrote here rectal failure, but I'm pretty sure that this is not really part of the news story. I think somebody was just being a jackass.
Duh.
Who wrote that? Anyways, it says rectal failure, but take it for what it is. I'm sure if you had rectal failure, you'd probably die too, but I don't think that's accurate. So last week, we were talking about some of the United Auto Workers and General Motors on how they were on strike. So let's talk about it once again. Talks between United Auto Workers and General Motors ended productively, but inconclusively yesterday, Wednesday. Detroit Free Press reports that talks ending for the night suggests that the wide difference remain on big issues. Roughly 46,000 UAW employees have been on strike for 10 days. It is the longest strike since a 12-day holdout back in 1985.
Duh.
Well, that's a lot of people that they are still paying. I mean, I know it's minimum salaries since the 10-day strike has went into effect. But I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But we already know this. This is one of those things that we keep on having the conversation about, but you have to stand up for your right to party. Anyways, let's give you some lottery information for the week. A winning ticket was sold in Central Texas for $227 million jackpot. The ticket holder has yet to come forward to claim the jackpot. Friday's drawing will be for $40 million jackpot or $27.9 million cash payout. Well, I will tell you, I went to college in Central Texas and grew up in Central Texas for a period of time. If we're friends, call me. Anyways, let's get to one of my favorite parts of the show. Oh, yeah. And this is the days of the year that you can celebrate. Taking it from the top. European Day of Language. Human Resource Professional Day. Lumberjack Day. National Better Breakfast Day. National Compliance Officer Day. National Pancake Day. National Dumping Day. World Maritime Day. Shamu the Whale Day. Now, is that a fucking SeaWorld Day? I kind of wonder. Anyways, I know that as of late, we've been talking. We do some news, we do some studies, we do some stuff. I will tell you that if you're following us online, you can follow us on LinkedIn, or you can follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever you want to do. We are shooting out tons of news stories of what is going on around the world in the world of safety. Right now, I believe that our friends here at Safety FM have shot out things on which drink is the best thing to hydrate you with. They talk about something with rail safety. There was even an article about tortilla chip manufacturer being actually fined by OSHA. So if you haven't done so, jump out there. You can always interact with us in between shows. Also, I told you that we needed to start doing this at noon, Monday through Friday on safetyfm.com and on safetyfm.live. So you'll start seeing that more and more because we talk to the people here and they're going to get the time frames fixed. Anyways, make sure to follow us on your favorite podcatcher. If you're not doing so already, leave us a review. Let us know what you think, you love, you hate. Oh, yeah, love and hate. But you have been listening to the Rated R Safety Show. I know who you are. You know who I am. Love you, mean it. Bye.
Duh.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.
This episode has been powered by Safety FM.